콘나리. What remains of edith finch 이어서 할게요.
If she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
임신하고 왔어. 임신하고 이러고 다닌단 말이야. 너무 위험하지 않아? 오, 조심해.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
맞아. 몸 가죽이.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
화면이 너무 흐려.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I'm over here, Dad.
어디가 찍어?
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this
애
weekend, Dad.
찍어주는 건가 봐.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw.
또 찍을
You're
거야?
right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
얘 또 찍어? 얘 뭐 찍어?
Definitely should not have drunk all that.
아, 이쪽이구나.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
취하는 거 찍어.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
폰트가.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
뭐? 이런 거?
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
찍지 말래. 그럼 뭐 찍어?
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
뭘 찾아야 돼?
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
샀음.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your tape.
헐, 사슴 쏴?
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
어.
Great shot, Dawn!
사실 불쌍해.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
불쌍해서 울고 있잖아 지금. 뭐야? 아 아저씨 움직여야 되는 거야?
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
시간대 아니야. 빨리 가요. 여기 어디야? 여기 어디야? 아,
Dad,
됐다.
it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
some-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
오! 헐. 아저씨 이렇게 죽었나 봐.
Of all these stories,
애도 떨어질 것
that's the one
같은데?
I wish most that my mom had told me.
뭐 애도 떨어질 것 같이.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
왜 이렇게 죽인 거야?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
박대 짱 많어. 불쌍해.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
아, 아닌가? 맞나? 어린이가. 할머니였나? 아닌가? 이름 기억이 안 나. 그레고리, 던, 거스.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
거스를 위한 시.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
연나를 있나 봐. 우와. 거꾸로 뒤집어졌다.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
I now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
아. 여기 글자 있다.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
바위? 사람들 없어. 오, 태풍 부는데?
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Make music louder. 오, 사기다. 오.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
오.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
텐트에 맞아서 죽었어? 연날리다가?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
여기 왜 없어? 이거 혹시 주인공인가? 두 명의 형제가 있었어. 잼 팬츠. 뭐야? 왜 또 나? 다시.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
깨굴.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
엄마인가 봐.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
뭐야, 왜 싸워?
I wonder what he saw.
뭘 본 걸까? 오.
What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
머리 춥차.
Whatever it was, he saw.
아, 점프를 해야 진행이 되나? 우와. 그리고 수영함. 여기 위에도 뭐 있는데?
It sure made him happy.
노래 장난감. 이제 뭐 안 되는데? 고래 있다. 죄송하기가 너무 어려워. 됐나? 오.
I know how
여기.
silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
끼었어.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know
누구나.
you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us
어,
about the
물 이거 막에 뺀 거 아니었어? 어? 안 돼.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory,
개구리를 먹겠어.
about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
막에 뽑아.
I'm sure he's happy.
엥? 이거 왜 이리로 들어가?
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
아가 익사했나봐. 응? 아닌데? 아, 엄마 형제인가?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time,
엄마 이름이
it was as
떠니인가
far away
봐.
as she could get.
여기 엄마 방이야?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
어. 바로 내려와 버렸어. 다시 올라가야 되나? 괜히 내려왔다.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
아, 루이스가 오빠를.
When my dad
Oh, 안
died,
받아?
I don't think mom knew where else to go.
안 닫으면
I'm
벌레
sure Edie was
들어간다.
happy to have her back.
에디스, 밀턴. 이게 루이스인가 그럼? 넌.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
밀턴.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
아, 이러면 들어갈 수 있나 봐. 잠근다고 잠가놨는데 막 창문 이런 거랑 다 들어갈 수 있고. 이거 누르면 다시 나가나? 와, 이걸 줄을 타고 올라감? 대단한데? 밀턴 핀치와
Milton Finch in
마법의
The
분.
Magic Paintbrush.
뭐야? 했지? 그림 속의 그림.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
사라졌다고? 집 나갔어? 나 이렇게 내려가.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
로프를 당기거나 하면은 발판이 움직이는구나. 우와, 미니어처 조형에도 실력이 있듯. 이거 그림에 나온 문 아님?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
이제 어디로 가? 아, 막혔다. 아, 옆에 길이 있네?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
가족이 다 사이가
After he
안 좋아?
graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
여기도 길. 아니네, 부러졌나? 부러졌다. 이쪽이 길. 집이 요트야? 여기 가족은 신기한 게 사람이 새로 생기면은 집을 새로 짓나 봐.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a finch. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
나는 게임 못하는데. 오, 모니터가 2개. 던 벤치.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
이거 손 조심해야겠다. 이쪽.
He kept working at the cannery. But he
이거
withdrew
연어야?
part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
그의 마음이 네.
wander.
이거 내가 움직이는 거네? 쌓인다. 안 돼. 안 돼. 쌓인다. 나 멀티 안 된단 말이야.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
미로다 미로.
Then something moved.
이쪽인가 봐.
Bats
진짜 나오는 대로 가도
and
되겠지?
toads.
이게 뭐야? 용? 그 포켓몬의 프테라토? 뭐지? 그거
And
닮았는데?
things that have not
뭐야?
names.
글자는 안 보여. 어딨어? 어딨어? 글자 어딨어? 아 여기.
He knew it was all in his head.
응.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
이건 지금 얘가 상상하고 있는 거야, 일하면서?
I worried about him then,
그래, 너 손 다쳐.
daydreaming at the cannery.
그래.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
큰일 나, 손 잘린다.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even
점점
encouraged him.
커지는데? 화면이?
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
리스토피아.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis
두 개가.
Tokyo. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
춤춘다.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
시장이 됐어, 상상 속에서.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
헐, 이제 화면 거의 다 덮었어.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
뉴 루이스빌,
St. Louis.
세인트 루이스.
He started drifting away from our
Yeah.
reality.
현실에서 멀어져 갔다.
Minneapolis. Until one day
아,
he
루이스야.
forgot to go home from the cannery.
헐, 집으로 돌아가는 거야, 일이 어때?
Even as his mother
밥은
pleaded with
먹어?
him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
오빠잖아, 이거 루이스 오빠. 앞에 엄마가 저렇게 오빠를 설득하려고 했는데 안 됐어. 상상하느라.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
아름다운 왕자, 멋있는 여왕? 수염인데 아름다운 거 맞아?
handsome queen
멋있는 여왕으로 갔어. 아, 운전비수.
The queen was on her own quest for
여왕이 찾아 나선 거. 난 무지개가 좋아.
radiant rainbows.
와. 와. 아, 너무 때려버려.
He followed the sound of her
아, 너무. 전자시타르, 은하프, 하프.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
앙금궁장.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
어? 화면 다 덮었어. 이 손이랑 연어밖에 안 보여. 이거 여왕님이야?
He knew the world
멋있는
was all
여왕님
in
얼굴
his
좀 보자.
imagination.
잠만 일이 좀 밀려가지고. 이제 슬슬 한 마리다. 여왕님 얼굴 좀 보자. 또 두 마리 됐어.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
이제 저거 자아가 바뀌어버렸어.
My
현실 직시를
imagination
해라.
is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
현실로 돌아왔는데? 집에 좀 가. 사물함. 사물함 여기 이상한 거 문이 붙여놨어.
He began to forget the world we know.
비린내 엄청날 것 같아.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
내가 아닌데? 저게 루이스인 거 아니야? 엄마인가? 엄마가 또 설득하러 왔나?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
헤이 루이스. 헤이 루이스. 그 손에 아무것도 없다. 아무것도 없어. 이제 일도 안 해. 머리 잘린 건 다 어디로 가? 뭐? 일로 가는 거 맞아? 응?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
레일 위를 가고 있는데?
Including the
What
wise
goyang?
calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
선명한 캘리코가 누구야? 아, 머리라고 적혀있다.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
길로틴이 있는데? 이거 연어 머리 자르는 거 아니야? 설마 여기에다가 머리 넣었어?
Pinned down his head.
No! 안 돼. 뭐야, 잘생긴 여왕이 얼굴이 없잖아. 으악. 으악.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
왜 그랬어?
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
이제 끝난 거 아니야? 싼제이사 저 사람 왜 안 그려줘? 엄마랑? 엄마 아빠 왜 안 그려? 일로 나올 수 있다.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
할머니한테? 그럼 할머니가 너무 슬프잖아. 길 또 없나? 이 위인가? 나 어디서 왔지? 여기? 어이?
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
일로 이제 가는 건가?
I wish we'd stayed.
남고 싶었대.
But I understand why we left.
솔직히 이런 집이 있으면 탐험하는 재미가 있어서 어린이는
My mom
가기
ended up
싫긴
leaving
하겠다.
everything behind.
여기가 주인공 방인 걸까? 다른 사람 방이 다 나왔지 않아?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
에디스라고 적혀있어. 주인공 방 맞나봐. 뭐야? 이거 새? 종이 접기. 여기저기 종이 새를 해놨네? 귀엽다.
But it had to end one way or another.
와.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last
다락방.
night.
근데 집이 너무 이쁘다. 방우아. 매일 오락내리락하면 힘들겠다, 봐도. 집이 너무 예쁘다. 신발 벗고 올라가.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
왜 할머니
Until
왜 아무
supper,
말도
when
안
she
내?
raised her glass and said,
응.
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma,
헐.
you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a
Sorry, 뭐야?
present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
아,
I'm
할머니
sorry,
아직 밥
you're
덜
right.
먹었는데.
We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last.
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
애 체하겠어요. 밥은 다 먹고 얘기를 하란 말이야. 애는 먼저야. 왜 어디로 가야 돼? 일로? 선물 있대.
the power
선물.
had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
어린애 때부터 핸드 워머를 많이 썼네. 지나가다 불러먹어.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
아, 여기서 듣고 있는 거야?
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
너거 침몰한 집이야?
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
이렇대. 헐. 계속 직진하면 되는 거 아니야?
Turned around.
아닌데? 뭐지? 어디로 가야 돼? 아까 일로 가고 있었는데?
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
사슴. 어디가? 엑스트라 백트럼.
Things I'd forgotten had ever
뭐야? 어디?
existed.
글자 어디? 글자 어디? 글자 어디? 뭐야?
But
침대 아니?
when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
어디 있죠?
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try.
핑크.
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
땡겨.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
할머니.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
헐.
After that, we moved around a lot.
인사는 하고 보내지.
We both
인사는
tried to
하게
make the best of it.
해줘야지. 아, 이렇게 하는 거구나.
A few years went by.
아, 이거 글자였어?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
헐. 아들내미야? 주인공 아들내미인가 본데? 대대손손 찾아오게 만드는 집. 어머, 저기에 있다. 루이스? 나 핀치스. 제작진들 어린 시절 모습인 걸까? 세대별로 이렇게 칸이 있는 것 같다. 플레이 테스터스. 에디스 핀치 팀. The End. 처음부터 할 수 있다고? 할머니도 그렇고 엄마도 그렇고 가족들이 실종하거나 사고사 하는 게 저주라고 믿고 싶은, 그래서 그렇게 저주라고 에디스 주인공에게 알려줬고, 그거를 모든 가족 이력들을 동화처럼 약간 풀어나가듯이 들었는 이야기들을 책으로 적어서 마지막으로 자기한테서 태어나는 아들한테 선물로 준 뭐 그런 건가? 약간 라이프 오브 파이 생각나는 게임이네요. 잔혹한 사실보다는 아름답게 이야기로 남기는 그런 느낌. 생각보다 이런 시점 멀미 나는 편인데 멀미도 하나도 안 나고 독특한 분위기고 약간 동화같이 재밌게 했어요. 그럼 에디스 핀치 여기까지 할게요. 사요나리.